My name is Tara Carby, and I am going to be discussing today this case study that I've been working on and the behavioral plan with the target child, which is a 3-year-old little boy. The people that would be attending this meeting would be our education coordinator, our family specialist, the child's psychologist, the Alta Care team, which would include the behavioral specialist and the therapist. The foster parents would also be included in this meeting. So in the beginning of the meeting, we want to talk about the child himself. He is a 3-year-old Caucasian, energetic boy. He has recently come into care with his foster parents. He has two older sisters that is also living in the same home with the same set of foster parents. We don't know the history of his cultural beliefs from his biological family, but his cultural beliefs with his foster parents coincide with what our school deals with as well. So they are on the understanding and on the same page with what we're teaching at the school. We have already established a good working relationship with the parents. We do this a lot by home visits that are done several times a year. We also have parent-teacher conferences, which are done quarterly. And then we communicate with the parents, often even daily. If an occurrence happens within the school day, we will contact them by phone, or we will visit them when they come to pick up or drop off the child. One thing to note about the parents, about the foster parents, is the foster mother is still working, and although she wants to be informed, she's mainly getting her information from her husband. Her husband is currently retired, and so he is the children's main caregiver and the main person that we communicate with about any needs that we have with his foster son. When we do have these parent meetings, or parent home visits rather, and our interactions that we have had at the school, the foster father has been very receptive and done a very good job communicating back with us some things that he has seen at his home. So we're going to carry on. The history of this little boy is there was a lot of abuse and neglect from his biological parents. He was left unattended for long periods of time. The sisters were there to take care of him the best that they could, but they were not at the appropriate age to care for a baby. So when the foster parents got the target child, they were told that he did have a diagnosis of reactive attachment disorder. So we do know that about him. We don't know any true medical concerns with him other than he has a dairy allergy. So we accommodate his food needs and dietary needs through our cook manager at the center. Some of the strengths that this child has are he is so helpful. He wants to please the teachers and the adults in his life, and I think that is such an important thing to point out. He is very joyful and happy and energetic, and he is vocal, and he does communicate his needs. We haven't seen like a lot of anger issues. We've seen some aggression, but not like severe anger issues, which is something that we can all work with this little guy. The parents also portray some wonderful strengths. They recognize some significant behaviors that they have seen at home. They have come to us for support for that. We have accommodated them by talking to them at their home visits about some of the things that they have seen. We have given them literature through our family specialists, some brochures and things that will help with food hoarding or reactive attachment disorder, and I believe their psychologist has also been helping them with that. And we want to also point out that it's very important to know that the psychologist and the teachers and the parents are all working on the same plane, so that we're doing the same types of strategies with the child, so it doesn't become confusing for him. The therapist that we have talked to is really feeling strongly, and we have also seen this, that there is some bonding and attaching going on between the target child and his foster parents, and especially the foster father. You can tell that they are creating a good bond, which is very important when it comes to reactive attachment. I see this by, as soon as he walks in the door, he runs to him hollering for daddy. He wants to get hugs from him often. He wants to love him. He wants to draw pictures for him. So there's a lot of things, positive things that we see that look like he might be attaching really well to his parents. They also, the parents, another strength is that they spend such great quality time with him. They noticed that he loves cars and trucks, and he truly does love cars and trucks. So his dad will take walks with him, and they will talk about the cars and trucks that they see around town, and he'll tell them what kind of vehicle it is and how fast it can go. And this little boy just absorbs that information, and he thoroughly enjoys learning about that stuff from his father. And you can tell because he has a high knowledge of those vehicles, higher than even I do. So that's a great strength of the parents. We also want to talk about community support. We want him to continue with the Head Start program. He is doing well there. He doesn't have a academically, he needs to continue school. He is making progress, which is important to note. We also have resources out there with foster parent support groups that we want to get these parents in touch with. Some of the things that we're noticing at the school that we want to, that are areas of concern, are circle time. Although he loves to listen and learn, he does have these needs to lunge out in the middle of circle. He will, looks like he's sitting fine, and then all of a sudden he'll just lunge into the middle of the circle. He'll start rolling around, he'll start kicking. So one strategy that we'd like to work with him on that is increase our movement times from, instead of every 10 minutes, we'd like to increase it to every 8 minutes, that we get up and move. We also want to move him towards the teacher, so she can quickly put her hand on him if she needs to. And if he does feel the need to lunge out into the circle time, that he's away from the children, because his feet do come up and come awfully close to kicking children, and sometimes it has occurred where he has kicked a child. We also have a weighted beanbag thing that goes across his lap that adds extra pressure. That will help to remind him that this is a time to sit and listen in circle time. And something that we have noticed, some others have observed while we are teaching, is that he is always reaching out and touching and rubbing the arm of the teacher. And so we feel like when he's doing this, he's at his most calm time, and so he is craving that touch. So we want to increase touch and affection with him. Transitions, center time, outdoor time, all times that are uncontrolled seem to be a little more chaotic for him. So we want to increase by teaching him what the appropriate ways to act during those times, during center time and outdoor time. And so he's very aware of the rules. If he does happen to make a mistake, we'll give him a personal message. The other area that we really want to target, and it feels like maybe top of the list, is mealtime. We have both the parents and the school have noticed issues with food hoarding. He's stuffing food in his pockets. Mom and Dad have reported that he has been stuffing food under his pillow. So we really want to strongly address this. Are going to use help with a psychologist, and she will guide us through how to help him through that. And one suggestion she's already made is providing little non-perishable type, well, not non-perishable, but like granola bars or crackers or something that he can have in a drawer around the classroom that he can open, and he knows that he can get to that whenever he wants to, so he doesn't have that urgency of where's my next meal coming from, when am I going to get my next meal. So we also have daily schedules in place so that he can look up and we can talk about when breakfast is coming, when lunch is coming. We also want to have a very calm mealtime environment so that he doesn't, he has a tendency to eat as fast as possible and stuff large amounts of food into his mouth, which is scary for choking reasons. So we want to keep that calm, remind him to take one bite, to chew it all up and swallow before he takes his next bite, that he's going to have plenty of time to finish his meals. I feel very hopeful for this little guy. He has a lot of great people in place for him at the meeting that will all work together to make his school time and home time and life successful.